Yo, yo, yo. What is up, VOD watchers? It's your boy, Cheeky the Car. More Dragon Age today. Last we left off, it was a few days ago, actually. Comparatively, I was like streaming it every day. But I've been a little busy, so. Anyways. Oh, fuck, I was muted. I coughed and then fucking forgot I was done mute. I don't know when I was, already forgot. I smoked a little bit in the starting soon stream. But anyways, I got a cat on my lap, a one to my right, and a cat tree. So we're gonna push our way through this door. A dragonling. Well, looks like a few dragonlings. Can you wanna yeah, something like that. Okay. Let's see what's gonna happen here first. She can start shooting at him already, I think. Maybe. Oh my god. In it.
Where do I go?
Wait. Ooh. Let's do that. Yeah. I'll go through that. Not come on. That's that. Let's do which one? She's got a little defense on Podicus. She probably finished that. Or she never got a chance to, it looks like. She's so slow. But she finished them all. do this one. Yeah. Mind blast. Get it. I don't know what that one's doing. Maybe he's stuck back there. That's okay. Hit him. What's this do again? Manipulation disorients the target for a short time, making the target less effective combated by inflicting penalties to attack and defense. I'll do that to him. Swap over.
Very well.
Okay. Switching, don't you fucking dare. You fuck. Who'd you rejuvenate? You fucking bitch. You wasted. I don't even know why her stamina is so low. But because of that, you're not allowed that ability anymore. Shame on you. That's so tragic. Mind breath. None of that now. That'll be mind blasted. Yeah. Freeze. Okay, freeze. There you go. Can you like kick this guy? Wait, no. Dirty fight him. Nice. Kick this one in the groin. Just because you're on fire. Fuck that nonsense. Heal yourself.
Yeah.
You're fine. That one? Yeah, I haven't. I should have done something with her a long time ago. I'm distracted. Purple his shot.
I shall.
Have you been fighting? Probably not. I thought swap that. Don't really look like it though. Well, the dragonlings weren't very hard. I remember them spooking me a little bit last time I saw them. The dead man that was headless. They took his head. Once they ate it. What's the point of a bookshelf like that? It's hiding something in there. Nothing for me, but something for other people. Right? Cases. Stuff I can't have. No. Ooh. This is for the sloth abomination. I'll go overpower him. You hex some vulnerably, please. Also try to peek into the other room, see if we see anybody. Oh, come on, then try to bust through, I bet. Are they gonna summon whatever's dead that's in there? Better not. Hit him. Back up. No. A lot of back up.
Let's finish this. Here I am.
Hunger. Desire's the strongest. I think hunger is one of the weaker ones, but yeah, fine. Let me check. He's not talking about it. Rage is the weakest, then hunger, then sloth is the first one that's capable. Desires is sloth is pretty. Wait, there's 5. Rage, hunger, sloth, desire, and pride. There's only 5, but they're like based off 7 deadly sins. But okay. The pecking order. Knock 'em. It's so quiet all of a sudden. We have a level up. Sounds like other people are fighting nearby. Oh, we're just gonna do a quick mind blast. Seconds remaining. 3 seconds on regen. Oh, there's the battle music. Took a minute to kick in. Get him. No! Rage. That's the weakest. Not worried. Go back to you. Throw. Upload. 4 seconds. Son. Okay, you could look them with that. Hmm. Good shit. I can take that. Codex updated. On that scrap of paper?
Going.
Wait. Hmm. Damn. Damn, I can't drop stuff in there.
Going. Allow me. I could do that for you.
What? Hmm. What?
Allow me. I could do that for you.
You lied last time. Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's pretty good. Red steel tier 5? Good shit in here. And 2 slots. That's gonna be nice to free up some inventory space. Can't take it now, but can't wait to get all the loot in here. Hello, hello. Still on top of the tower, it's crazy. Some more lock shit. Oh. A trap. This overpower him.
Hurry.
Um, hmm.
Let's finish.
If I oh, I'm up right now. Yeah. They must blow up. I forget if they blow up too. They probably do. Reload that one. Red soldier corpse this time. Let's see. Huh? You dare feed me? This doesn't look like it. That's okay. That's fucked. Try this a little differently again. Let's chill over here. Fuck him up. Right there. I killed this one. No wait. Yeah. Funny. 50. Hit him again. Fat loot. Power.
Make his breath.
Self-regen, because you die too easily. Oh. Wait, fireball over here? Damn it. That's gonna happen. Why are you down? I feel like that doesn't make sense.
I am here.
So close.
I see.
Are you healing yourself?
I tried to be mad.
Mm-hmm. Actually, oh, no, not Stone Fist. Dude, I think she probably needs, yeah, it's another one of those. Oh, she's got a broke leg. No, there's something else.
Make a preserver. No? An order.
Up with magic.
Point me. I'm here. Take that! You cannot win! Yes! Defend yourself!
It's a bit of a toughie.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
I still couldn't get in. over stairs, it looks like. God, this place. Whoa.
This trick again? I know what you are. It won't work. I will stay strong.
Oh. What won't work?
The boy is exhausted. And this cage, I've never seen anything like it. Rest easy. Help is here.
Ugh. Enough visions. If anything in you is human, kill me now and stop this game.
He's delirious. He's been tortured and has probably been denied food and water. I can tell. Here, I have a skin of...
Don't touch me. Stay away. Filthy blood mages. Getting in my head. I will not break. I'd rather die.
Not going to die if I can help it.
Silence! I'll not listen to anything you say. Now be gone! Still here. But that's always worked before. I close my eyes, but you are still here when I open them.
I'm no trick of the mind.
Don't blame me for being cautious. The voices, the images, so real. Did Gregor send you? How? How did you get here?
What do you mean? Fucking walked up the steps. Beat everything in my way. Now it's Uldred's turn.
Good. Kill Uldred. Kill them all for what they've done. They caged us like animals. Looked for ways to break us. I'm the only one left. They turned some into monsters and... there was nothing I could do.
Stay strong.
To think, I once felt pity for the Circle. Now I'd like nothing more than to wipe their taint off the face of Thedas.
No.
Only mages have that much power at their fingertips. Only mages are so susceptible to the infernal whisperings of the demons.
This is a discussion for another time. Irving and the other mages who fought Uldred. Where are they?
They are in the harrowing chamber. The sounds coming up from there. Oh, Maker.
We must hurry. They are in grave danger, I am sure of it.
You can't save them! You don't know what they've become.
What you afraid of?
They've been surrounded by blood mages whose wicked fingers snake into your mind and corrupt your thoughts. You have to end it now, before it's too late.
I want to save everyone.
Are you really saving anyone by taking this risk? To ensure this horror is ended, to guarantee that no abominations or blood mages live, you must kill everyone up there.
No, I'm not going to decide on that before walking in there. It's dumb.
That is your choice to make, but I beg you to consider what I have to say. You cannot tell Maleficarum by sight. Just one could influence the mind of a king, of a grand cleric.
I don't fear Maleficarum. They should fear me.
You may be confident in your ability to stand up to them, but what about the rest of us? Will you protect us from them?
Sure. Stay safe. It'll be over soon, poor little Templar.
No one ever listens. Not until it's far too late. Maker turn his gaze on you. I hope your compassion hasn't doomed us all.
Hold on. What swords they using up in here? Has he been eating him? Oh, he's been eating them. Right? Alright. Level 10. Blood Mage. No. No. Wait. The sting generates protective sheet that helps divert incoming attacks. Getting a bonus of defense while this mode is active. Growth defense. A caster shields an ally with magic, granting bonus to defense. Cold resistance, electric resistance, fire resistance, nature resistance, and spear resistance. Although at a penalty of fatigue, meaning that the ally's talents or spells will cost more to activate. You know. Another Mind Blast would be nice. I'll keep 30. Seems like a lot. I mean, it's out of magic often. I'll go with this. The Mind Blast. Vision 25. Yeah. Oh. Let's do this. I think we can tell who's the good guys and who's the bad guys. It doesn't seem very difficult.
Do you accept the gift that I offer? Look what we have here. An intruder. I bid you welcome. Care to join in our revels?
I take it you're the Uldred.
Oh, very observant. I'm quite impressed you're still alive. Unfortunately, that must mean you killed my servants. Oh, well, they are probably better off dying in the service of their betters than living with the terrible responsibility of independence.
You'll be joining them.
Wait. Let's not be hasty. I'm trying to have a civilized conversation here.
You are? What? Alright, then why are you torturing them?
A mage
That's
is
not
but
very
the
civilized.
larval form of something greater. Your chantry vilifies us, calls us abominations, when we have truly reached our
This
full
guy's a fucking pussy.
potential. Look at them. The chantry has them convinced. They deny themselves the pleasure of becoming something glorious.
You're mad.
What?
There's nothing glorious about what you've become, Uldred.
Uldred? He is gone. I am Uldred, and yet not Uldred. I am more than he was. I could give you this gift to win. You and all the mages. It would be so much easier if you just accepted it. But some people can be so stubborn.
Okay, yeah. So, you're gonna die.
Resistance. Everywhere I go, resistance. How very inconsiderate. I even have the first enchanter on my side, don't I?
Fucking,
Irving?
what's her name?
What have you done to
Lariel?
him?
L'Oreal? Shoot him with an arrow. People, blast this guy.
Building an army. He will destroy the Templars, and
You're a sly little fox, Irving, telling on me like that. And here I thought he was starting to turn.
Looks like he might.
never.
That's enough out of you, Irving. He'll serve me eventually, as will you.
No, you serve me. Serve me by dying.
I serve no one. No, I have plans for you. Great plans. Your raw potential, with the
his
strength
head
of
off.
a demon behind it, would be unstoppable. I can
His
do
bald
that.
head is mine.
I can give you power and a new life.
That doesn't sound very appealing.
I don't think your opinion matters. That is what I've decided, and that is what will be done. Fight, if you must. It will just make my victory all the sweeter.
Don't forget the litany. It will thwart Uldred's attempts to control the mages and win this fight for us.
What do I do with the litany? Is this a litany? Is that the litany? Is this the litany? Plot. Ranged personal. Hold on. 5 seconds. Has a unique power. Oh, hold up. We'll use that. So, Aliana. Start fucking now. the... Oh. Maybe I'm only supposed to use that when... Scroll down on that. 5 seconds, okay. Maybe I'm only supposed to use that when they're being controlled. Knock on market attacks. Oh, crushing prison. Fuckers. Twisted. She's just gonna die because she's stuck in that the whole time. You kidding? Prioritize them. You get to go again? Holy shit. We haven't even started on Uldred yet. Ugh.
I'm here.
What you just do? What? No. Stupid. Do it to yourself. Can you? Very loud? No? Damn. Maybe not a good idea.
Run while you can. I never liked this part.
Sure, that won't work, but do it anyway. Please hex that man.
I shall do that.
Ouch. Please? I think that seemed to do it. Do that, please. Regen. Hmm.
Nice try. Defend yourself.
Did he dispel everything? Dispelled some things. Sure, that won't work, but we'll try it.
So be it. Where now?
Oh, she's still regening, thankfully. Oh, she's awake. Oh, overpowering still doesn't seem right. Whatever. Oh no. Didn't know that was happening. Great. Great. She's probably dead.
Alright, I'm game. Saving the day.
I'm sure she's dead. Yeah, that's... I'm gonna res her. This one? No. Revival. 64, where we at? It'll take a minute. That's so bullshit. Not redoing all this for her. I would redo it for if Thoticus died, but not her. It's so annoying. Only because I know she comes back. I used to think they didn't fucking come back. It's also bullshit. They can just do that to her and she's dead in 2 seconds. Crazy. Psychos.
As you say.
Here comes trouble.
Well done. I shall be feeling that for several days to come.
They died anyway. So they weren't fucking alive anymore. They were just like puppets. So why did it even... Why are they dead? That doesn't make sense. Can I have 2 of those? How was I able to pick that up? I wasn't expecting to be able to pick anything up. My litany got taken. That's why. It does fire damage. It does fire damage. He's still orange even in his state right now.
Omega, I'm too old for this.
Irving, are you all right?
I've been better. But I am thankful to be alive. I suppose that is your doing, isn't it, Wynne?
What?
I wasn't alone. I had help.
The Circle owes both of you a debt we will never be able to repay.
Oh,
Come.
good. Good.
Templars await.
I need something like
We shall
that.
let them know that the tower is once again ours.
I would like to look around before we leave.
All right, but please hurry. Gregor should be informed of what happened here as soon as possible.
Yeah, just teleport me to the bottom.
Are you ready to leave yet? We should tell the Templars about what went. I'll need you to guide me down the stairs. Curse whoever insisted the Circle be housed in a tower.
Irving? Maker's breath. I did not expect to see you alive.
Colon
It is
or...
over, Gregor.
No, it's Gregor.
Uldred is dead.
Uldred tortured these mages, hoping to break their wills and turn them into abominations. We don't know how many of them have turned.
What? Don't be ridiculous.
Of course he'll say that. He might be a blood mage. Don't you know what they did? I won't let this happen again.
I am the Knight Commander here, not you.
My commander thank them.
We have won back the tower. I will accept Irving's assurance that all is well.
But they may have demons within them, lying dormant, lying in wait.
Enough! I have already made my decision. Thank you. You have proven yourself a friend of both the Circle and the Templars.
Aid.
I promised you aid, but with the Circle restored, my duty is to watch the mages. They are free to help you, however. Speak to them.
My hand's rubbing like a greedy little fly right now. Thought the Templars were in charge of the Circle.
The Templars guard and advise, but the first enchanter has the last word in what happens in the Circle. Please excuse me. And Irving, it is good to have you back.
Ah, I'm sure we'll be at each other's throats again in no time. Here we are, the tower in disarray, the Circle nearly annihilated.
I didn't click on anything.
No, it could have been much, much worse. I am glad
Was there even a break in the
arrived
cutscene?
when you did. It's almost as though the Maker himself sent you.
Whoa. The Blight drove me here.
The least we can do is help you against the Darkspawn. I would hate to survive this, only to be overcome by the Blight.
There are so few mages left.
Do not underestimate us. Even one mage will be a great help to you. You have my word. As first enchanter, the Circle will join the Grey Wardens in the fight.
Irving, I have a request. I seek leave to follow the Grey Warden.
When we need you here, the Circle needs you.
I appreciate the sentiment, Irving. But the Circle will do fine without me. The Circle has you. This woman is brave and good, and capable of great things. If she will accept my help, I will help her accomplish her goals.
Another pawn. No, this is more like a bishop. Yeah, honored and all that.
You were never one to stay in the tower when there was adventure to be had elsewhere.
Why stay when I can be of service elsewhere?
Then I give you leave to follow the Grey Warden, but know that you always have a place here. There is much to be done here, and I must go. You must forgive me for not being a proper host.
Yep. No. Request number 2. Go over to Redcliffe right now.
The child is possessed, but killing the demon would mean killing the... Unless you intend to enter the Fade. Yes, it can be done with a group of mages. I shall gather what mages I can, and we shall leave promptly. A life is at stake.
Huzzah! Huzzah! Magic sympathizer. Okay. What do you have to say?
I wish I could have gone with them. To fight.
What fight?
What they said about Grey Wardens is true. You proved that.
Gregor.
My men have scouted the tower. It's a mess, but the abominations are gone. You were very thorough. I'm impressed.
But I'll say, I'm quite impressive, ain't I?
And I am thankful you arrived when you did.
Circle will be back to normal in no time.
In no time? Doubtful. But it doesn't hurt to be optimistic sometimes. I shan't keep you then. Farewell.
Farewell.
My men have scouted the tower. You were very thorough.
Torture Master. Why couldn't you just tag along with me, man? Guess I should go through what I... Maybe? Or do I sell these? Hold on. I'll sell one of those. Do they both have +4 attack? What is that? I don't know. I saw all those staffs. I'll sell this heavy maul. Maybe. What's this one? Tier 4. 30 strength. 14 armor. 24 fatigue. +3 willpower is pretty nice, isn't it? Good one. Yeah, I think I'll sell those two. Probably gonna sell that gold bar.
You really killed all those abominations? I didn't think it was possible. I thought we'd all die here. I'm sure you need supplies after that, don't you?
Man, I could have used them before. But... like, if you could have followed me up every level, that would have been so nice. I am buying that backpack with all the money I get from this. Much for that gold brick. What? 31 pence? That's crazy. The emeralds get more. Yeah, so these. No, wait, I thought it was in this. Really savings. I feel like I've had this for a minute. Ooh, about to get 2 gold for one of these. Crazy. They're both tier 1. Inventory now 61. Buy that bag. Alright. With that, I should have enough space to go get everything I missed. Also, 5 pages, 4 mages. Several of the circle enchanters, when knowingly studying the same forged tome, someone named Beajome took advantage of their egos and likely made a tiny profit. Keep an eye out for him. Beajome. Was he in Where's the Mine? I forget. It's 10:30. Five. Yeah. 2 or 3. I think I did this. I spoke with the first enchanter Irving of the Circle of Magi. He was very concerned for Connor's life, and he said he would gather what mages he could and leave for Redcliffe immediately. Leave with the Circle Mages at Castle Redcliffe as soon as you can.
I am ready.
It's done.
Oh shoot.
You remind me of
I don't know if I have the strength for another big battle.
The Grey Wardens saved us. Fighting the Blight is the least we can do.
True.
The Circle has always played a part in defeating the Blights. This is our chance to show that we will fight and die for our home, just like any other Ferelden.
What are these ones named?
I think we'll be all right now, thanks to you.
I dread to think of what might have become of us if you hadn't come along.
Swift sword and deliver me that I might find them.
We've rested enough. We need to get these out of the tower before they get fragrant.
Touching those abominations. It's wrong.
Someone has to do it.
Why do we have to take them across the lake river? The lake's right there.
When we get to the top of the tower and grab all the stuff, I'm going to read all the codexes as well. Bell's Cache. Is there something in there? I don't want to mess something up. I don't see something in there, and Bell might be a name character, like, might be part of a quest later. I don't want to fuck that quest up by taking whatever's out of that. I think I left it last time, not even thinking about that. Now I'm choosing to actively leave it there on purpose.
All right.
All that noise I'm hearing. I saw some pop up. I swear. It's over there. Gushers.
going.
Damn, must be a long ass tower.
Allow me. I could do that for
It's
you.
still yeah. I don't know why. I even tried. What? Why? It wouldn't let me take this? It's because it's plus one magic.
And I'm off.
The iced band. This place looks familiar. The dragonlings.
Yes.
Yes. Another iced band. Actually, oh, figure some equipment up here. A lot of mage stuff. Indeed. Short bow, crossbow. Tier 3. Strength mod? What I'm seeing here. There's a crossbow roll off your strength mod. Let's use these bolts though. Right. Looks like the furniture the wrong thing. Hold on. So that and all those rows, I think. But still empty them all. It's 3 armor plus 2 spell power. Plus 1.5 health regen in combat. I think it's a bit better. Organs rates are good for more again. 10% cold damage is not good for that spell. Also, what happens if I change this? She gets less sexy, right? That's so sad. If we sell that, then the Archon robes, because I don't think they're better than that. Like the willpower and magic, and 6 defense is nice. It's gotta be right. Better than 3 armor. Yes, stick with you got electricity. Nobody's uses fire yet, but maybe that'll change when. These are way better than. Way better than. Coughing blood. Don't be the fatigue. Use an injury kit. Oh. It was like, why wasn't it working? Time to read. Where's my water? It's the latest controls. Shape-shifting. Cool. Creatures 2. Arcane Horror. Upon ascending to the second floor of the tower, we were greeted by a gruesome sight. A ragged collection of bones wearing the robes of one of the senior enchanters. I had known her for years, watching her raise countless apprentices, and now she was a mere puppet for some demon. Transcribed from the tale by an old Templar in Antigua City. 713 Storm. Demons, of course, have no form in our world. When they enter, either where the veil is particularly thin or through blood magic summoning, they must take possession of a body. When a pride demon takes control of the corpse of a mage, an arcane horror is born. Although they appear to be little more than bones, these are fierce creatures, possessing not only all the spellcasting abilities of a living mage, but also the capacity to heal and even command other animated corpses. Keep an eye out for those. I'm sure I've stumbled possum. What? Stumbled a possum? What? Across them. Lol. Desire Demon. You. Whoa. In all my studies, I must say that the most intriguing was my interview with the Desire Demon. That the creature was willing to speak with me was a sign that this was no mere monster, mindlessly driven by its nature, but rather a rational being, as interested in me as I was in it. It took a form that I would call female, though I had no doubt that it could appear otherwise. I wondered if it appeared as it did because I wanted it to, or because I expected it to. She, and indeed I could only think of her as such now, smiled warmly at me, and laughed a musical sound that seemed to thrill my old heart. So frightened was I of this creature's legendary abilities to twist the hearts of men, and so relieved was I when I looked across the table into her dark eyes. This was a fearsome creature of the Fade, but as I spoke with her, I slowly came to realize that this demon was merely as misunderstood as we mages are ourselves. From the journal of former senior enchanter Malius, one of the Circle of the Vein declared apostate in 920 Dragon. What? Dragon? That's now. Of all the threats from beyond the veil, few are more insidious and deceptively deadly than the Desire Demon. In folklore, such demons are characterized as peddlers of lust, luring the prey into a sexual encounter only to be slain at the culmination. While a Desire Demon can indeed deal in pleasure, in truth they deal with any manner of desire that humans can possess, wealth, power, and beauty, to name a few. Far more intelligent than the bestial hunger and rage demons, and more ambitious than the demons of sloth, these dark spirits are among the most skilled at tempting mages into possession. Many who serve the whims of a Desire Demon never realize it. They are manipulated by illusions and deceit, not outright mind control. Though these demons are reluctant to resort to such crude measures, instead they seem to take great pleasure in corruption. The greater the deceit, the greater their victory. The only demons of pride prove more fearsome opponents when roused. Their abilities to affect the mind allow them to assume disguises and even alter the environment to their purposes, not to mention the great strength and speed they possess if they should have to resort to a more physical means. Most often, a Desire Demon will attempt to bargain its way to freedom. If overpowered, many stories exist that depict mages defeating Desire Demons to the point where a wish can be wrested from them. It should be noted that in such stories, the demon almost always gets the upper hand, even when the mage thinks his wish has been granted. Dragonlings. Newly hatched dragons are roughly the size of a deer and voraciously hungry. They live for a short time in their mother's lair before venturing out on their own. The slender, wingless creatures are born in a vast number. Sure, that's what it said. As only a few ever make it to adulthood. Dragonlings, dragons will get updated. Ooh. Also, why'd they have baby dragons in the tower? What are they doing? That's dumb. What are they doing? Golem. Once a crucial part of Orzamar's defense, golems have all but vanished as the secret to their manufacture was lost over 1,000 years ago. What few golems remained are guarded closely by the Shaper, brought out when the battle within the Darkspawn was desperate enough to risk their loss. No one now would sell a golem for any price, but in ancient times dwarves sold many golems to the Magister Lords of Deventer. They are devastating weapons in war, living siege engines capable of hurling boulders like a catapult or plowing through enemy lines like an earthquake. Oh, similar to a mage. Pride demon. Let me explain what it is to face a pride demon, my friends. You may scoff and say that our talents exist only to face mages, but you will encounter demons often. They will be summoned by Melithkar and bound to do his bidding. And while at times they will be forced into the possession of a host, they will also face you in their true form, a powerful opponent indeed. Do not underestimate it. Pride is powerful and intelligent. When we have encountered one in its true form, its most common attacks are bolts of fire and ice. Fire they will use to burn an opponent, and the magical flame will combust anything you wear, regardless of make. Ice they will use to freeze an opponent in place. Be cautious, for they enjoy employing this against warriors in particular. I think Uldred was a pride demon, because that's what he was using. And he was huge. More than one group of Templars has made the mistake of attempting to overwhelm a pride demon and suffered the consequences, believe me. And if you think that having the aid of other mages will assist you, you're wrong. Pride demons can render themselves immune to magic for short times, and are adept at yeah, he did that too, he dispelled magic. That is cast upon you as much as we Templars are able to disrupt spells. Think on that for a moment, my friends. Beware of how prideful you become, lest you find too much in common with such a fiend. Skeleton. Fight skeleton. The demons of the Fade are jealous of the living. Beings they sense from across the veil. They constantly push against the boundaries of the Fade, and when they finally cross over, they attempt to possess the first living creature they see. They are unable, however, to distinguish that which was once living from that which is still. In fact, a corpse provides an even more tempting target to a weaker demon, as it has no will with which to resist the possession. The demon cannot rationalize why this is so, only sees a target and grasps at the opportunity. Sip. A skeleton is exactly that. A corpse animated by a possessing demon. Upon finding itself trapped within a body that cannot sustain it, the demon is driven insane. It seeks to destroy any life it encounters, attacking without thought of its own welfare. The exact names given to skeletons of this type vary accordingly to the nature of the demon that possesses it. A fanged skeleton is a skeleton possessed with a hunger demon. These skeletons devour whatever life they encounter and often possess the ability to drain life energy and mana from their victims. A shambling skeleton is a slower moving skeleton possessed by a sloth demon, able to bring in tropic powers against its opponents, slowing them and even putting them to sleep. More powerful demons have been known to command skeletons, but at that level they are known by other names: revenants and arcane horrors, to name two. Arcane horrors. What's in his demons, of course, no form. A pride demon takes control of the corpse of a mage. Arcane horror. Wait. So an arcane horror is even. Wait. Uh, although they appear to be a little more creatures. I think that might be a downgrade. Slightly. Yeah. Yeah. Revenants. We've seen that. Entire unit of men all slain by one creature. Well, Revenant is a corpse possessed by a demon of pride or of desire, making it amongst the most powerful possessed opponents that one can face. Okay, so when we've faced a Revenant, they're pretty tough, but they're no pride demon, so it's still a downgrade. I think no matter what, they enter a corpse or a downgrade. Kind of become a ad. Even if they were an ad already, they become addier. Sloth demon. And I looked at the creature, and it had become me, a veritable copy of my form, and of my very mind, stared back at me as if from within a mirror. I thought surely that this was a trick, an illusion meant to put me off guard, but as I engaged the thing with my sword, it fought me with my maneuvers that I recognized. It parried as I parried, it swung as I swung, it spoke to me and said things that only I could know. I think this demon of sloth has no form or identity of its own. It is envy as much as it is sloth. That's why it's not, there's no other deadly sins. There's another one that's, what, pride is probably also wrath. Does that make sense? Mine was not the first shape it stole that day. Most difficult assumptions for some who study demons to overcome is the notion that a sloth demon is, in of itself, slothful. If that were so, it seems highly unlikely that any such demons would cross the veil into our own world, or once here, would fight to possess any creature with a will of its own. And we know both these things to not be the case. Certainly, some demons are lazy and complacent, but who knows, perhaps these creatures even cultivate such a reputation. The truth is that demons of sloth are named so because this is the portion of the human psyche that they feed upon. Doubt, apathy, entropy. They seek to spread these things. The sloth demon hides in its forms, a master of shapes and disguises, always in the last place you look. Sorry, 1 second. My mouth's so dry, my throat's dry. There. And from its hiding place, it spreads its influence. A community afflicted by a demon of sloth could soon become a dilapidated pit where injustices are allowed to pass without comment, and none of the residents could be made aware that such a change has even taken place. The sloth demon weakens, tears at the edges of consciousness. It would much rather render its victim helpless than engage in its true conflict. Such creatures are best faced only with a great deal of will, and only with an eye to piercing their many disguises. Wisp, I do remember these. A great deal is made with the most powerful demons. Those that create abominations and those that have changed the history of Thedas. It is often forgotten that not all demons are such awe-inspiring beings. Some that break through the cracks of the veil into our world are known as wisps. A sliver of a thought that once was. A wisp is a demon that has lost its power. Either it has existed in our world for far too long without finding a true host, or it has been destroyed, often so we found by other demons. What remains of its mind clings tightly to the one concept that created it, a hatred of all things living. Oh. And cute little wispy things hate everything? Aw. That's cute. While its ability to target a living creature is limited, These wisps often mindlessly attack when encountered in the Fade. In the living world, they often have been known to maliciously lure the living into the dangerous areas, being mistaken for lanterns or other civilized light sources. This does, however, seem to be the very limit of their cunning. Item. The Litany of Adrala. I thought it was Andrala. I think it is Andrala. What do you mean Adrala? Is it Adrala? Fuck. The Litany of Adrala. Adrala of Veritanium dedicated her life to the study of blood magic. Oh. The academic study rather than the practice. A deeply pious mage, she was renowned in her day for having a found counter to every form of mind control, defense against dream walkers, and even counter spells to demonic summons. Her efforts went unappreciated in her native Tevinter. However, after three different magisters attempted to have her killed, she fled the country, choosing to take refuge in the land of the blessed Andraste's birth. Oh, that's what I'm getting confused with. She spent the remainder of her days in the Circle of Heroism. The Litany of Adrala disrupts the casting of mind control spells. Use the litany whenever a creature tries to dominate another. With magic, it will interrupt the casting. Once the spell is in its effect, and a character is under blood mage's power, it's too late. Oh, nice, so I did that perfectly. Magic and Religion. I haven't read this one. The Rite of Annulment. In the 83rd year of the Glory Age. Oh, you know what? I think if I don't close this next time, I'll just open it. In the 83rd year of the Glory Age, one of the mages of the Neverend Circle was found practicing forbidden magic. The Templars executed him swiftly, but this brewed discontent among the Navarra Circle. The mages made several magical attacks against Templars' vengeance for the executed mage, but the Knight Commander was unable to track down which were responsible. 3 months later, the mages summoned a demon and turned it loose against their Templar watchers. Demons, however, are not easily controlled after killing the first wave of Templars, who tried to contain it. The demon took possession of one of its summoners. The resulting abomination slaughtered Templars and mages' spells before escaping into the countryside. The Grand Cleric sent a legion of Templars to hunt the fugitive. They killed the abomination a year later, but by that time it had slain 70 people. Divine Galatea, responding to the catastrophe in Navarra and hoping to prevent further incidents. Oh my fucking god. He's trying to piss me off. Fucking get off my PC. Go back to sleep. I don't know why my cat decided to get up and fucking stem on my PC cables. So annoying. While I'm streaming, no less. If that had stopped recording, I would sell you. You know that, Minky. You even know that. Yeah. No, goodbye, her. You're lucky I'm stuck. Okay. Or at least quit fucking with my cables. Where was I? Go away. You're not. What do you think you're doing? You get off me. Stay wet. That's not my fault. You chose to fucking stem on my cables. Get the... You're being so dumb. Go stem somewhere else. Fucking crazy. Autistic ass cat. For real, where the fuck was I? Divine Galatea. Responding to catastrophe in the Navarra was hoping to prevent further incidents, granting all the grand clerics of the Chantry the power to purge the circle entirely if they rule it irredeemable. This rite of annulment has been performed 17 times in the last 700 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. People a little trigger happy there. The Black City. No traveler to the Fade can fail to spot the Black City. I feel like I may have, unless I was in it. It is one of the few constants of that ever-changing place. No matter where one might be, the city is visible. Always far off, for it seems that the only rule of geography in the Fade is that all points are equidistant from the Black City. I need to go back in my old VOD and look for that. You went up there, stay up there. Needs to go fuck off somewhere else. The chant that teaches the Black City was once the seat of the Maker, from whence he ruled the Fade. Left empty when men turned away from him. I'm rereading that. The chant teaches that the Black City was once the seat of the Maker, from whence he ruled... Why did it say it like that? I'm skipping that part, and rereading it, and skipping that stupid little insert. The chant teaches that the Black Chantry, call them that. First off, it's a fucking Y. Add it. The Chantry teaches that the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. Left empty when the men turned away from him. Like, what are you talking about for once he ruled with it? Shut the fuck up. What are you trying to say? He's the Maker. We get it. The seat of the... Like, you don't have to put that there. That just fucking ruined the flow. It made me fuck up like 80 times. God. I hate some of the fucking... No. I just hate reading out loud. Anyways. Time to read more. Dreamers do not go there, nor do spirits. Even the most powerful demons seem to avoid the place. It was golden and beautiful once, so the story goes, until a group of powerful Magister Lords from the Tevinter Imperium devised a means of breaking in. When they did so, their presence defiled the city, turning it black, which was perhaps the least of their worries. Hierarchy of the Circle. It is no simple matter safeguarding ordinary men from mages and mages from themselves. Each circle tower must have some measure of self-government, for it is ever the Maker's will that men be given the power to take responsibility over our own actions, to sin and fail, as well as to achieve the highest grace and glory on our own strength. You who will be tasked with the protection of the circle must be aware of its workings. The first enchanter is the heart of any tower. He will determine its course. His circle will take. He will choose which apprentices may be tested and made full mages, and you will work most closely with him. Assisting the first enchanter will be the senior enchanters, a small council of the most trusted and experienced magi in the tower. From this group, the next first enchanter is always chosen. Beneath the council are the enchanters. These are the teachers and mentors of the tower, and you must get to know them in order to keep your finger on the pulse of the circle. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. For the enchanters will always know what is happening among the children. For the children, like they raising them as babies. Oh yeah, they do take them as babies. I forgot. The second they show signs of magic, they take them. All those who have passed their harrowing but have not taken apprentices are mages. This is where most trouble in the circle lies, in the idleness and inexperience of the youth. The untested apprentices are the most numerous denizens of any tower, but they more often pose threats to themselves due to their lack of training than to anyone else. History of the circle. It is a truth universally acknowledged that nothing is more successful at inspiring a person to mischief as being told not to do something. True. Unfortunately, the Chantry of the Divine Age had some trouble with obvious truths. Although it did not outlaw magic, quite the contrary, as the Chantry relied upon magic to kindle the eternal flame which burns in every brazier in every Chantry. It relegates mages to lighting candles and lamps, perhaps occasionally dusting off rafters and eaves. I will give my readers a moment to contemplate how well such a role satisfied the mages of the time. It surprised absolutely no one when the mages of Valrayo, in protest, snuffed the sacred flames of the cathedral and barricaded themselves inside the choir loft. No one, that is, but divine Ambrosia II, who was outraged and attempted to order an exalted march upon her own cathedral. Even her most devout Templars discouraged that idea. For 21 days the fires remained unlit while negotiations were conducted, legend tells us, by shouting back and forth from the loft. The mages went cheerily into exile in a remote fortress outside of the capital, where they would be kept under the watchful eye of the Templars and the council of their own elder magi, outside of normal society and outside of the Chantry. The mages would form their own close society. The circle separated for the first time in human history. The circle, separated for the first time in human history. But then who now lights the candles? They just grab somebody and give them back when they need candle resuscitation. The harrowing. Among apprentices of the circle, nothing is regarded with more fear than the harrowing. Little is known about this rite of passage, and that alone would be cause for dread. But it is well understood that only those apprentices who pass this trial are ever seen again. They return as full members of the Circle of Magi. Of those who fail, nothing is known. Perhaps they are sent away in disgrace. Perhaps they are killed on the spot. Heard one patently ridiculous rumor among the Circle of Ravane, which claimed that failed apprentices were transformed into pigs, fattened up, and served at dinner to the senior enchanters, but I could find no evidence that the Ravani Circle ate any particular quantity of pork. I feel like I zoned out while I was reading that. What? Transformed into pigs and then eaten. Okay. Well, without human. No pork, but not human. Malachar. It has been asked, what are the Malachar? How shall we know them? I have been as troubled by this question as you. You have come to me for the wisdom of the Maker, but none have seen the Maker's heart save beloved Andraste. And so I have done as all mortals must, and looked to the words of his prophet for answers, and there I found respite from a troubled mind. For she has said to us, magic exists to serve man, and never to rule over him. Therefore, I say to you, they who work magic which dominates the minds and hearts of others, they have transgressed the Maker's law. Also, Our Lady said to us, "Those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and accursed by the Maker." And so it is made clear to me, as it should be to all of us, that magic which fuels itself by harming others, by letting up blood, is hated by the Maker. Those mages who honor the Maker and keep his laws are welcome as our brothers and sisters. Those who reject the laws of the Maker and the words of those prophet are apostate. They shall be cast out and given no place among us. Now, the cardinal rules of magic. You must not be under the misimpression that magic is all-powerful. There are limits, and not even the greatest mages may overcome them. No one, for instance, has found any means of traveling either over great distances or small ones, beyond putting one foot in front of the other. The immutable nature of the physical world prevents this. So no, you may not simply pop over to Minrathus to borrow a cup of sugar, or may you magic the essay you forgot in the apprentice dormitory to your desk. You will simply have to be prepared. Similarly, even when you send your mind into the Fade, your body remains behind. Only once has this barrier been overcome, and repeatedly the spell required 2/3 of delirium in the Tevinter Imperium, as well as the lifeblood of several hundred slaves. The results were utterly disastrous. Finally, life is finite. A truly great healer may bring someone back from the very precipice of death. When breath and heartbeat have ceased, but the spirit still cling to life. But once the spirit has fled the body, it cannot be recalled. That is no failing of your skills or power. It is simply reality. The 4 schools of magic creation. The 4 schools of magic. Opposition in all things, for earth and sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. By my will alone is the balance sundered, and the world given new life. Thrown not at ease, 5-5. The school of creation, sometimes called the school of nature, is the second of the schools of matter. The balancing force and complement of the entropy creation magic manipulates natural forces, transforming what exists and bringing new things into being. Creation requires considerable finesse, more than any other school, and is therefore rarely mastered. Those mages who have made a serious study of the creation are the highest in demand, useful in times of peace as well as war. Creation. Let's see. Entropy. To you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. The second of the 2 schools of matter, entropy, is the opposing force of creation. For this reason, it is often called the school of negation. Nothing lives without death. Time inevitably brings an end to all things in the material world, and yet, in this ending is the seed of the beginning. I said it the same way, and the second time I kind of understood it. The first time I was like, that doesn't sound right, but whatever. A river may flood its banks, causing havoc, but bring new life to its floodplain. The fire that burns a forest ushers in new growth, and so it is with entropic magic that we manipulate the forces of erosion, decay, and destruction to create anew. From the 4 schools, a treatise by the first enchanter, Josephus. Those who oppose thee shall know the wrath of heaven. Field and forest shall burn. The sea shall rise and devour them. The wind shall tear their nations from the face of the earth. Lightning shall rain down from the sky. They shall cry after their false gods and find silence. Andraste, 7:19. Sometimes called the school of power, the primal school is the second of the schools of energy, balanced by the spirit and concerns of the most visible and tangible forces of nature itself. This is the magic of war, fire, ice, lightning, devastation. This is what the vast majority imagines when they hear the word Magic from the 4 schools introduced by the first. Spirit. And the voice of the Maker shook the Fade, saying, In my image I have wrought my firstborn. You have been given dominion over all that exists. By your will all things are done, yet you do nothing. The realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. Not these fivefold. The first of the 2 schools of energy, Spirit, is opposed by the primal school. It is the school of mystery, the ephemeral school that is the study of the invisible energies which surround us at all times, yet are outside of nature. It is from the fate itself that this magic draws its power. Students of the school cover everything from direct manipulation of mana and spell energies to the study and summoning of spirits themselves. By its nature, an esoteric school, as most others know virtually nothing about the Fade, studies of the spirit magic are often misunderstood by the general populace or even confused for blood magic, an unfortunate fate for most useful branch of study. A most useful branch. Beyond the Veil, Spirits and Demons. It is challenging enough for the casual observer to tell the difference between the Fade and the creatures that live within it, let alone between one type of spirit and another. In truth, there is little that distinguishes them, even for the most astute mages, since spirits are not physical entities and are therefore not restricted to recognizable forms or even having a form at all. One can never tell for certain what is alive and what is merely part of the scenery. It is therefore advisable for the inexperienced researchers to greet all objects he encounters. Typically, we misuse the term spirit to refer only to the benign, or at least less malevolent, creatures of the Fade, but in truth, all the denizens of the realm beyond the veil are spirits. As the chant of the light notes, everything within the Fade is mimicry of our world, a poor imitation, for the spirits do not promote understanding what they are copying. It is no surprise that much of the Fade appears like a manuscript translated from Deventer into Orlesian and back again by drunken initiates. In general, spirits are not complex, or rather they are not complex as we understand such things. Each one seizes upon a single facet of human experience: rage, hunger, compassion, hope. This one idea becomes their identity. We classify as demons those spirits who identify themselves with darker human emotions and ideas. The most common and weakest form of demon one encounters in the Fade is the rage demon. They are much like perpetually boiling kettles, for they exist only to vent hatred but rarely have an object to hate. Somewhat above these are the hunger demons, who do little but eat or attempt to eat everything they encounter, including other demons. This is rarely successful. Then there are sloth demons. These are the first intelligent creatures one typically finds in the Fade. They are dangerous only to those... wait, there's hunger demons? Fuck, that was mentioned. They're dangerously only. This fine variety speed to get up to the harm. Desire demons are more clever and far more powerful. Small forms of bribery to induce mortals to their realms with love and vengeance, whatever lies closest to your heart. The most powerful demon yet encountered are the pride demons, perhaps because they among all their kind are... Wait, maybe that was mentioned. Maybe I'm just forgetting. No. The Veil. I detest this notion that the Veil is some manner of invisible curtain that separates the world of the living from the world of spirits. Whether it be called the Fade or the Beyond is a matter of racial politics I refuse to indulge in the moment. There is no this side and that side when it comes to the Veil. One cannot think of it as a physical thing or a barrier or even a shimmering wall of holy light. Thank you very much for that image, your perfection. Think of the Veil instead of as opening one's eyes. Before you open them, you saw our world as you see it now, static, solid, unchanging. Now that they are open, you see our world as the spirits see it, chaotic, ever-changing, a realm where the imagined and the remembered have as much substance as that which is real, more, in fact. The spirit sees everything as defined by will and memory. And this is why they are so very lost when they cross the veil. In our world, imagination has no substance. Objects exist independently of how we remember them, or what emotions we associate with them. Mages alone possess the power to change the world with their minds, and perhaps this form of the nature of a demon's attraction to them, who can say? Regardless, the act of passing through the veil is much more about changing one's perceptions than a physical transition. The veil is an idea. It is the act of transition itself, and it is the only fact that both living beings and the spirits find the transition difficult that gives the veil any credence as a physical barrier at all. Capulating. Vulture and his story. Got one here. The Tevinter Imperium. The Imperium is little more than a dilapidated old sladden crouching in the far north of Thedas, drunkenly cursing at passerbys for color-faded beauty. One could see that Marathos was once the center of the world. The vestiges of her power and the artistry yet stand, but they are buried in the layers of filth that the Imperium's decadence has accumulated over the ages. What is that word? I've never seen that before in my life. Maga? Fuck Maga. No. The Magocracy live in elegant stone towers, literally elevated above the stench of the slaves and peasants below. The outskirts of Marathos are awash in a sea of refugees, turned destitute by the never-ending war between the Imperium and the Kunari. And yet the Imperium survives, whether with sword or magic. Tevinter remains a force to be reckoned with. Marathos has been besieged by men like Kunari and Address yourself and never fallen. Characters. Fondness for strange rune stones and figural studies of arcane creatures. Nerd alert. First Enchanter, Irving. The circle will go on, and we will learn from this tragedy, and be strengthened by it. There is no higher office in the Circle Tower than that of First Enchanter. The one who holds this title must not only be an able administrator, but also a mentor. Why do I keep saying it like that? Mentor, leader, and surrogate parent to all the mages of the tower. Irving has proven himself to be all these things with an added dose of cunning. Most apprentices know that little goes on in the tower that Irving does not know. He can soothe Templars angered by some childish magical prank at the same time that he lauds the pranksters, and everyone walks away satisfied. Although much of the circle was destroyed by Uldred's abominations, Irving survived and plans to rebuild what he can. When I will not lie motionless in a bed of coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. Wynn's talent became apparent early on, particularly her skills at healing magic. She was one of my mentors and was recognized as an exceptionally gifted student. Even with the Templars who watched over her could not deny that she represented the best the circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be the first Enchanter Irving's successor, but she refused, saying that she had no desire to work for the upper echelons. When word came to reach tower, King Kaelin's call to arms, Wynn volunteered to go to Ostagar. For Wynn, the printed word is a window to the true understanding. A scholar by heart, she feels that what a people commit to the page is sacred by definition. That's stupid. Maybe if you and legality, signing, binding, you know, like stuff like that. But like, yeah, like big butt, you know. Books and Song. The Legend of Calenhad. Chapter 1. Prior to the crowning of King Calenhad, Ferelden was little more than a collection of independent Arlings and Tyrners that warred on each other constantly over petty matters. Calenhad was born in 510, exalted as the third son of a high-ever merchant on hard times. He was eventually sent to a distant cousin, poor young knight named Sir Foranan, who made Calenhad his squire and dog handler. As the tale goes, Sir Foranan and his squire became caught up in one of the wars of unity at the time. Arl Mirrodin was a strong but generally disliked man who was making a bid for kingship. Foranan's own lord, a young fool of an Arl named Tenedor, no older than Calenhad, was besieged by Mirrodin's forces at his castle, today known as West Hill. When Mirrodin called Tenedor out to parley, the young Arl asked for a volunteer from among the squires, someone who could masquerade as Tenedor in the parley party. Calenhad kneeled before Tenedor and asked for his honor. Much to Tenedor's and Sir Foranan's dismay, Calenhad immediately identified himself to Arl Mirrodin. When asked by the Arl why he was here, Calenhad explained that he had been asked to take the place of his lord. The Arl said that he had planned to kill Tenedor. Was Calenhad willing to die in his lord's place as well? Calenhad impressed Mirrodin and his allies by saying that he was. Mirrodin offered Calenhad a place as his own squire, but Calenhad refused, stating that if Mirrodin had planned on betraying the right of parley, he was no man of honor. Mirrodin's allies laughed at that, and Mirrodin himself conceded that Calenhad had a point. He allowed Calenhad to return to the castle safely, and launched his final assault. During the assault, both Tenedor and Foranan were killed, but Calenhad found himself in one-on-one combat with Arl Mirrodin in front of all the Mirrodin's allies. Calenhad defeated the Arl and he called off his armies. The Arl asked Calenhad who he professed to serve now, if both his knight and his lord were dead, to which Calenhad replied that he would do as his honor bade him to, for he had nothing else. "You are not a man known for your honor," Calenhad said, "but I believe you wish to be. You allowed me to live once, and so now I do the same for you. Perhaps if more of our people lived by honor, we would learn to trust each other long enough to live together." And with that, Calenhad withdrew his sword. "I am humbled by your words," Arl Mirrodin told Calenhad, dropping to one knee. To his allies he shouted that he now knew he would never be king, but he knew who should be. With that, Mirrodin pledged allegiance to Calenhad, whom he named Terran, and ruler of Tenedor's lands. Legend of Calenhad, Chapter 2. With the allegiance of Arl Mirrodin, Calenhad began his rise to greatness. Some of the Mirrodin's allies also pledged allegiance, but most thought him foolhardy. A boy commoner was to lead them and become a king. Over the... Oh boy, you jump scared me. One last time, don't you? Over the years that followed, however, Calenhad would prove himself worthy of Mirrodin's trust. With each victory, he won over more men to his command, and his reputation as a man of honor spread. Eventually, during his campaign against Lowland Benorn, he met his most infamous friend and companion. He vaunted, "Warrior Lady Shayna, Calenhad married..." What is this? What is this sentence? Eventually, during his campaign against the Lowland Benorn, he met his most infamous friend and companion, the vaunted warrior, Lady Shayna. Oh, it ended there. I see. Calenhad married the famously beautiful daughter of Mirrodin, Meryn, in his firm belief and the ways of the Chantry became the staple of this court. At a time when the Chantry was still new to the lands, the court followed. The courts following Andraste held the majority of the power in Ferelden. Calenhad began to solidify the nation as one in line with the other nations around it. This piety eventually won over to Calenhad, those faithful in Ferelden who had been waiting for such a leader. With Lady Shayna at his side, Calenhad was unstoppable, and by 542, exalted, the war for Ferelden had to come down to the final battle against the collected forces of Simeon, Terran of Denerim, and most of the most potent noblemen in the land. Potent? What? Calenhad, like, sexually? Calenhad persuaded, like, what the hell are you talking about? Calenhad persuaded the Circle of Magi to come to his aid, as well as the Ash Warriors in the Battle of White Valley. He famously defeated Terran Simeon and united the nation. During the battle, Simeon nearly killed Calenhad, but Lady Shayna intervened and took the wound for him. Slaying Simeon, Calenhad was crowned king in Denerim that year, with Myron as queen, but he spent much of the months that followed nursing Lady Shayna back to health. King Calenhad's Ferelden was peaceful for a time, with the Chantry spreading quickly under the king's guidance. Everywhere the king and queen went, they were surrounded by the cheering crowds. The common folk celebrated Calenhad as one of their own, who had achieved the impossible. And trade opened up with many outside the lands for the first time in Ferelden's existence. But as with many such golden ages, it was not the last. Wait. That's interesting for this land, because they're all like... they're like very... They're still like the same way. They still all want commoners to be on it. But how did this end? So there's the Winter Imperium, then there's the Light, and then there's the Winter Imperium summoning demons to be dicks, and then they kind of, you don't do that to your own people, and so, civil war, right? And then... So that was the campaign with the great barbarian warlord of Mafrath and his wife Andraste. Their dreams and ambitions would change the world forever. When the prophet Andraste and her husband Mafrath arrived in the head of the barbarian horde, southern Tevinter was thrown into chaos. The Imperium had defended against invasions in the past, but now they stood without the protection of their gods. With their army in tatters and their country devastated by the blight, many felt that the timing of the invasion was yet another of the Maker's miracles, and Andraste's campaign to spread his divine word. What? Andraste was more than simply the wife of a warlord. After all, she was also the betrothed to the Maker. enraptured by the melodic sound of her voice as she sang to the heavens for guidance. The Maker himself appeared to Andraste and proposed that she come with him, leaving behind the flawed world of humanity. In her wisdom, Andraste pleaded with the Maker to return to his people and create the paradise in the world of men. The Maker agreed, but only if all the world would turn away from the worship of the false gods and accept the Maker's divine commandments. Armed with the knowledge of the one true God, Andraste began the exalted march into the weakened Imperium. One of the Maker's commandments, that magic should serve man rather than rule over him, was as honey to the souls of the downtrodden of Deventer who lived under the thumbs of the Magisters. Word of Andraste's exalted march on her miracles and military successes spread far and wide. Those in the Imperium who felt the old gods had abandoned them eagerly listened to the words of the Maker. Those throngs of the restless citizens that destroyed temples now did so in the name of the Maker and his prophet Andraste. As Mafrath's armies conquered the land of southern Deventer, so did Andraste's words conquer hearts. As it's said that the Maker smiled on the world at the Battle of Valerian Fields, in which the forces of Mafrath challenged and defeated the greatest army Deventer could muster. The southern reaches of the mighty Imperium now lay at the mercy of the barbarians. Faith in the Maker bolstered by such miracles, threatened to shake the foundations of the Imperium apart. Of course, the human heart is more powerful than the greatest weapon, and when wounded, it is capable of the blackest deeds. Cautionary tales for the adventurous. It was then that he realized he wasn't alone. The abandoned camp in front of him was unbelievably welcoming, like a mirage. The fire felt like a his heart. It reminded him of a previous life so long ago when he was happy, running on sunflower fields with his boy, the sun on his face, lying next to the fireplace with his beautiful wife in his arms. He felt a sharp pain in his heart. His thoughts shifted to that fateful day when everything changed. Blood was everywhere. He held the body of his dead wife in his arms. Around him, the ashes of his burned house fell like snow. The stench was terrible. It smelled like dark spawn. He grabbed his axe, touched the icy cold hands of his boy, and left. He would kill them. He would kill them all. The pain in his heart was unbearable. He opened his eyes and saw the second most terrifying thing he would see in his life. A shadowy wraith looming over him, leeching his life away. Around him, the camp was gone, replaced by something familiar, almost peaceful. Bones, death, and despair. He wondered if all his life had been an illusion. If he'd ever had a family. For a brief moment, he felt relief. You can't lose something you've never had. But being this close to death brought clarity. He knew it was real. Everything else was the illusion. You could see a smile on his torn face. He had been waiting for this moment for a long, long time. He lifted his weak arms, grasping the demon's face, and kissed it. It felt like kissing a cloud made of sand and dust. Suddenly all sorrow left him, and with it the last bit of his life he had. Before his limp body hit the ground, it was all over. He was finally free. Fuck. I thought he was going to kill them. Desire and need. Notice of censure. Templar dress. Your remarks in front of the recruits are only the latest in a series of troubling events. I'm beginning to suspect that you may not be suited to the devotional requirement of training. Perhaps it is time for a personal evaluation of your career path within the Templars. I will schedule some time after the current deployment to discuss options elsewhere in the organization. Attendant Saran, assistant to the Knight Commander Gregor. And the scribble in the corner. Attendant who? Options? Code for dead-end duty on a hedge mage hunt in the Benorn? Promise of pride. Uldred will show us the way, finally. Recognition within the circle and freedom from the scornful eye of Templars. We will not be shunned. Be ready. Enchanter Gravid, Libertarian. I have spoken to him directly. His intentions are that we will demand the Templars withdraw. I don't know that I am willing to follow, but I will be present to hear his argument. Enchanter Faust, Aquatarian. Madness. I doubt blood will be of use to you if it is flowing down the tower steps. Step away from this folly before it consumes us all. Enchanter Lubon, Loyalist. The call is made. We will stride out of here with pride in our steps. Regardless of the outcome, this is for the good of the circle. Uldred will see to it. Libertarian Ronus. Extracurricular studies. I have the utmost sympathy for what happened to your charge, but it is beyond the circle's ability to anticipate every obscure demise that an apprentice might face, especially involving methods outside the already extensive realm of magical study. We simply don't have the room for additional training facilities, and there are concerns about becoming too inclusive, and I will not elaborate on your request is denied. First Enchanter Sinclair. If space is your excuse, I will surrender my quarters. If it is about money, I will hire the appropriate people. I will not graduate another student ignorant of weapons that any ditch digger can shove into his ribs. We teach them to append ridiculous glamours on parade arms, but they don't know how simple steel. They don't know simple steel. I don't know. As per course, like always. That is criminal. Enchanter Bergen. Notice herewith that the exercise area on the 4th floor shall serve as permanent berthing for the Templar garrison stationed in the tower. As facilities that accommodate their particular training requirements are already on hand, they will be assuming an even closer watch over circle affairs. Enchanter Bergen's optional weapons training is cancelled in full. Notice Enchanter Bergen has additionally stepped down from teaching duties. Saving here, I'm tired. I'll have fucking reading. Boy. Oh. Didn't notice that till now. Alright. Shorter stream. Well, I guess not too short. Well, shorter than I've been doing recently, I think. But, I'm tired, it's late, it's almost 4 in the morning, and I have to be up in 6 hours. Fuck. No sooner than that. Damn. Fuck. Insomnia. Okay. Appreciate the watching. Bye bye.